Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Film Spire. Number 8. Are you my real father? That time, Leia broke Obi Wan's heart without knowing it. Leia is all too aware of the fact that she is not biologically an Organa, but just because she knows she does not hail from the Organa line, that doesn't mean she understands what her true origins are, something the series makes painfully clear in one memorable scene between Leia and Obi-Wan. Are you my real father? She asks him, uncharacteristically quiet and fearful when she does so. The look in Obi-Wan's eyes when he is forced to tell her that he is not, but that he wishes he were, is one of the most heartbreaking things in the entire series. Number 7. Is this a staring contest? Leia isn't fazed by the Empire at all. As a teenager, Leia is about as defiant and fearless as they come, taking everything that Empire sends her way in stride and facing off bravely against Darth Vader, Grand Moff Tarkin, and countless other threats. That complete composure in the face of the Empire's threats is something that also begins quite early in Leia's life. When Reva tries to interrogate her using the Force in the process, Leia cheekily quips, "Is this a staring contest?" She isn't scared of the dark side tactics used during their confrontation, even though she's just 10 years old. Number 6. Then I guess I don't need manners when I'm talking to you. Turns out Leia's always been a sarcastic icon. Leia might be a gifted politician later in life, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she isn't willing to make enemies either. When interacting with her incredibly rude and elitist cousin in the first episode, Leia learns just how classist and judgmental he is when he fails to understand why she would show decency to a droid. In his world, manners aren't required when interacting with people or beings he deems as lower life forms. Little does he know, he perfectly sets himself up there as Leia wins the argument by pointing out, "Then I guess I don't need manners when I'm talking to you." Not even the tundra of hot could cool off that burn. Number 5. I read that Jedi can make things float. Make me float. That's not how the Force works, Leia. The original trilogy of films hints at Leia being Force-sensitive, with the sequel trilogy explicitly showing her using it after being trained. But in Obi Wan Kenobi, 10-year-old Leia hasn't exactly mastered her understanding of how it all works just yet. In a rare moment of childish glee, Leia excitedly informs Obi-Wan of her reading about Jedi being able to make things float, further imploring him to make her float too. Years later, Luke Skywalker rejects the notion of the Force being about making rocks and like float, but it's really not that far off. Number 4. Granddaughter maybe. Nothing humbles a Jedi Master quite like a child. Obi-Wan was once a revered Jedi Master, but times have certainly changed for him by the time that the mini-series begins. Yet Obi-Wan faces a new source of unexpected humility anytime he interacts with Leia in one of her sassier moods. Obi-Wan comes up with the idea of the two of them posing as father and daughter, in case anyone asks too many questions about their identities while they are traveling quasi-incognito. Granddaughter maybe. Leia snarkily mutters half disbelief and half judgment, before cheerily assuring Obi-Wan she never said anything at all. Number 3. I think you should sleep. Leia is ruthless with Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan has many incredible traits, and being a man who is true to his word is definitely one of them. He fulfills his duty by returning Leia home to her family on Alderaan, and the two of them share a heartwarming farewell scene that is only made all the more poignant in hindsight. But even through their fearful farewell, Leia manages to get one last jab at Obi-Wan, telling him that he really should get some sleep and now that he is no longer responsible for saving her, because he sure does look exhausted. Number 2. You're a Jedi? It's just you seem kinda old and beat up, a quasi-reference to the original. Just like Obi-Wan, Leia has many defining traits that have made her so beloved, but her wit has never been sharper than it is in Obi Wan Kenobi, even when she definitely says things that would be better kept unsaid. Thankfully, Obi-Wan doesn't take offense to every jab she levels him with. When she meets Obi-Wan, Leia's initial impression of him is hardly a glowing one. "You're a Jedi?" she asks incredulously before explaining, "It's just you seem kind of old and beat up." If only she knew the full story. Number 1. How does it work? The Force, what does it feel like? Even in her young age, Leia is beginning to understand. While Leia interpreting the Force as being about floating is played for laughs, a later scene finds her reflecting on the nature of the Force in a more serious manner. Wrapped in a blanket and desperate for comfort, she asks Obi-Wan explicitly, how does it work? The Force, what does it feel like? Obi-Wan explains it to her in terms of the comfort of finding light in the dark, but his answer isn't as important as her initial question. Even though Leia isn't a Force user yet, she's already beginning to wonder about the true nature of what she has had within her all along. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.